everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I'm back with an earring tutorial, and we'll be making this design that was inspired by the recent Thetis' Treasure Beading School Academy subscription box. I'll leave the details of that subscription down below if you're interested, but I'll also list out everything that you'll need to make these earrings, because you can, of course, get all of these items in all sorts of different colors as well on Beading School's website. I also recently shared their half-drilled Preciosa Nacre Pearl Special Deal box, where you can sample the half-drilled pearls in all sorts of different colors, and that's what we'll be using to dress up our stud earring findings today. Since I don't have two more of these Lacy teardrops, I'll be using some Preciosa Nacre pear-shaped pearls to dress up the bottom, and we'll be making the beaded crystal component as you see here, just like it is. For my beading thread, I'll be using the 0.006 inch 6-pound test Fireline and a size 11 beading needle to go along with that. So at this point, just gather up your materials, thread your beading needle, and we will jump into this tutorial. We'll begin by making one earring together, and then you'll be able to back up the video and make your second one to complete the pair. And we're going to begin by making that bezeled crystal component. Keep in mind that you can use that component in all sorts of different ways, not just in this particular pair of earrings, but you can even create multiples of these and use them in all sorts of different ways, connecting them also to make coordinating pieces to go along with the earrings. And you can use whatever earring findings you like, forego the drop beads, or choose a totally different style to add on to the bottom. Just have fun with it. And to begin our component, we are going to pick up a 3mm fire polish, followed by 3 15-0 seed beads. And we're going to repeat this 3 more times. 1 fire polish and 3 15-0s. Once you have this sequence added on, you can just pull this down towards the tail end of your beading thread and leave yourself a 5-inch or so tail that you'll be weaving back in later. Feel free to use a stop bead if you'd like to. I won't be using one today, but that is up to you. And right now what we can do is take our beading needle and just feed that back through all of these beads again and make sure you don't miss any. We're going to be forming this into a loop. And right now I'm just going to take my tail thread and my working thread and make a very simple overhand knot just to lightly secure that beaded loop in place. Now I'm going to travel through the next 3 15-0s and the next 3mm. And I'm going to pick up 3 of our 11-0 Delicas and then sew through the next 3mm. And now repeat that 3 more times, all the way around, 3 more Delicas, sew through the 3mm, and repeat. So you should have something like this so far, and right now I'm going to pop a needle onto my tail thread and sew that around a couple times to get it out of the way, and I'll meet you right back. And now my tail thread is out of the way, and I am coming out of this 3mm right here. And once you're coming out of one of those, pick up 7 of your 15-0s. Pull those down. And then go back through the same 3mm that you just exited. Next, go through the Delica that you get to after that. Pick up 3 of your 15-0s and then sew back through that single Delica, plus go through the next 2 as well. And we're going to be doing this all the way around. We have one more thing to do before we repeat. We're going to pick up another 3 15-0s And then go through that same Delica you're currently exiting, plus the next 3mm. And this is where we'll start repeating again. We're going to pick up 7 of our 15 O's. Go around the 3mm again, and also go through the next Delica. Pick up 3 15 O's. Go back through the Delica plus the next 2. Pick up 3 of your 15 O's. And then go back through that Delica that you're coming out of one more time plus the next 3mm. Now repeat that 2 more times. Now that you have something like this, take your needle and then proceed up through the next 4 of your 15 O's in that group of 7 that's coming up. So you're coming out of the middle seed bead in that group. And what we've essentially done is we created the front of our bezel, and we're going to be gathering up each of these groups of 7, which will start to form the back and will tighten up against our crystal. Before we insert that though, let's go ahead and get this back area started. And we're going to pick up 3 more 15 O's. Then go through that middle seed bead of the next group of 7 that you get to. And pull, and then pick up 3 more of your 15 O's. And find that 4th seed bead, or the middle one in that next group of 7. Repeat that again. And we just have 1 more to go, so we can go ahead and put our crystal in face down into the bezel, and this is going to start to tighten up around the back. We'll pick up 3 more 15 O's and sew through that center seed bead that we started with to complete this loop. And you need to sew around this section of seed beads 2 more times, tightening it up around the back of the stone as you go. Once you're happy with that, you can follow your thread path and just sew through a few more seed beads to get yourself towards the front of your piece. And I'm just going to go down through those 3. And then I'm going to be coming out of 3 of the Delica beads. So I'm heading up there and coming out of this Delica bead right here. And this is where we're going to add our drop bead at the bottom. So from here you can pick up 3 of your 15 O's and 1 Delica, and then pick up your drop bead going through the narrow side first. Pick up 1 15 O, and then sew back up through the drop bead and the Delica bead. And just hold on to that drop bead and pull up to tighten that section. And then we need to make our other side match, so we need to pick up 3 of our 15-0s, and then we can sew up through those 3 Delicas on the other side. And now our drop is in place, and we want to make our way towards the top of our piece. So follow your thread path through some more of these beads. And you want to be coming out of a section of 3 Delicas. At this point, you'll want to have your post earring finding handy if you're going to be using one. And I'm just going to glue my pearl on last, so we'll worry about that after we finish the beading. And right now we can pick up 3 15-0s, 1 Delica, and 3 more 15-0s. And now sew down through the 3 Delicas that are on the other side. So you should have something like this so far. Now I'm just going to make my way back up to that section by sewing through the 3 15-0s right next to those in the other direction. I went through the 3mm and I'm going to go through the next 3 15-0s on this side. And then I'm going to sew up through the 3 Delicas over here on the left, making my way back to the top of the piece. And now going through those 3 15-0s and the Delica. Now we'll pick up 2 15-0s, 1 Delica, and 2 15-0s. And sew through the Delica bead again. Now sew up through the 2 15-0s, through the Delica, and then I'm just going to flip my work over. And our post is going to sit just like this. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go up through the hole to start attaching this to our beadwork. Now pick up 1 15-0 and I'm going to go down through this bottom 15-0. So I skipped the one on top of it. Now I'm going to go up through the 15-0 in the next row, right across from that. I'm going to pick up a 15-0. And I'm going to sew back through the post earring finding again. So I'm coming up out of the front of the post, and now I'm going to go through the Delica, going through the other side this time. And now our post earring finding is attached, and we can just tighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to go through these 15-0s on the front once again. And this will just reinforce the section also. Going through the Delica. I'm going to go through the loop of the finding again. And flip that over, go through these 2 15-0s. I'll go through the Delica bead. And I'll go up through the 2 15-0s on this side. Back through the earring finding. And through the Delica on the front. And now we can just go back down. And you can make a couple of half-hitch knots to secure your thread and weave it back in. Reinforce any areas that may be a little bit loose that you want some more tension on. And then when you're done, you can simply trim off the excess. And now if you want to attach one of those half-drilled pearls to your finding, you can just use some jewelry and bead-friendly glue like an E6000, a GS Hypo Cement. I've got some similar B7000 and also some tacky glue because my B7000 is actually all dried up, so I'm going to be using this today. It is white, but it does dry clear, and I actually was able to pick this up at Dollar Tree. So take your glue and you're just gonna make a small dab of that. I'm gonna hold it by the post. And make sure I get a little bit on that post, and you don't need to use that much. That is gonna be more than enough. And I'm gonna use my pliers and just use that to grab onto the pearl gently and get the hole situated so that it's easy for me to place this pearl on the post. That way I don't get my fingers in the glue. And we'll just let that sit so the glue can dry and this will be secure. And when you're ready, you can make that other earring to complete your pair. So that wraps it up for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me a comment down below and let me know if you gave these a try or if you plan to. Be sure to check down below in the description section for the links and full list of materials so you can find everything you need, as well as some information about the Preciosa half-drilled pearl box, which provides you with all sorts of different colors all in one shot and is a great way to jazz up your findings like this and be able to coordinate them with your beadwork. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. Also share the video wherever you like. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you back. That's all I have for now. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.